Hi everyone, I hope you're well. Today's video is going to be my entire leather cover collection. I can't remember the last time I did a video about this, but I know for sure that since then I have pared down even more. And I'll say that at my peak of collecting, I probably had close to 100 covers in my collection. I never really counted, but if I had to guess, it was around 100, which is crazy to think about, but you know, to each their own. I really enjoyed it while I did it. Now I have 20, which is so crazy, but I don't know, I'm in a good place with it. I really enjoy what I have. I know what I want. So this has been really good for me. I'll go ahead and get into it. I'm going to go by size. So I'll go smallest and then end at the biggest. These three are pocket sized. This one's a traveler's notebook. These are folios, and I'll let you know which ones I currently have in use. So I used to have smaller ones like nanos and micros, and I used to use those as wallets, but I've since moved into just a regular wallet. It's still leather, but I just don't like using traveler's notebooks for a wallet anymore. So these are the smallest covers that I have. This is a Sojourner in the Mitzpah leather, and this is currently my address book. So it's just a reference book. It just sits around and I use it when I need it. This Midori MD notebook, it was a B6 Slim, and I just cut it down myself to fit in here. And I love having it. This cover is so lightweight, and this has been working out really good for me. It's not something that I'm always handling, so I don't get to enjoy it all the time, but I love having something pretty to handle when I do need to check on an address. This is a cover that was from the Starbucks Roastery Reserve, if I'm saying that correctly, Starbucks Reserve Roastery in Seattle, Washington. My brother used to live in Washington, so he got this for me when he saw it because he knew I love covers. This says made by Hard Mill, Seattle, USA. I believe this was just like a special thing made just for that Starbucks, because I think I went on their site and they didn't have these covers available, and Starbucks didn't either. So this is a really special one. So obviously I haven't gotten rid of that. I do kind of want to make it a, it's lined paper. I don't know why this is in here, but I was going to turn this into like a fountain pen list and ink list to categorize things. I haven't started working on that. I just don't feel like it. So it's sitting idle at the moment. This is something that I just made. It's in the water buffalo leather that I got from Springfield Leather. I got a big piece of that leather, and I've just been having fun making covers. It's a good way for me to just play around and be creative. I just like sitting down and creating these things. I'm not making these to sell or have business ambitions with it or anything. I just like doing it, so I'm doing it for fun. I put pockets on the inside, just slip pockets, and it's from Remnant Leather that I got off Amazon. From when I put that front pocket on Frank, this just came from the order of remnants that I purchased for that. But this, I punched holes and then made a slit for a little, I don't know, slit pocket, I guess. So this was really fun, and it's so cute. It looks like a hollow tree or a tree hollow. So I'll stop it there. I'll probably do another video just about this, because I am planning on using this as a journal at some point. So those are my three pockets. The next size, this is just an odd size. It's a lone wolf here in my collection. This is by Eberhart Studio, and this is specially made to fit the Nanami Cafe Note in the pocket size. And it's not a true pocket size. It has really odd dimensions. So I had Yayi at Eberhart to make me this cover to specifically fit this. I have a video where I covered this, and I can link that below. But this is going to be used as a journal at some point this year, hopefully, because I wrote 2020 on here. So yeah, I gotta prioritize this at some point. But this is the Autumn Harvest leather, and it has her signature slanted front pocket that I really, really love. So that is the only cover I have in that size. Next up are the A6. So I only have 3 A6s. I feel like I used to have a whole lot more than 3. So this one's in use. These two are not. This is from Maker South in the Sunset Oil Tan. This is old now. This is one of the first ones that I ever got from Maker South. And I love how simple this is, and I love this leather. It's not available anymore, so I love keeping that around in case I need a cover. And this is also from Maker South, and it is a Horsefront leather in the maple color, which I don't think is available anymore either, but I love it. I love how thin and lightweight it is, and I love this really light caramelly type of color. I got it for my Hobonichi A6 Day Free that I used for planning this year. I'm currently not using this, but I just still have it in here just in case, but these are not in use. This is my Lecow, and it is in the chocolate leather with a chocolate front pocket. And this is what I'm using for my 5-year Hobonichi, which I'm still keeping up with. This is so fun. I already think that I'm gonna get another one once this is full. I'm only in the 2nd year, but going back and reflecting on my previous entries, having them right there to look at is amazing. And I feel like I always want to have something like this that I'm working on, because it's such a unique way to look at your past. So those are my 3 A6s. The next is B6 Slim, and I only have 1. So this is by Eberhart Studio. This was the first one I ever got from Yayi, and I don't know what kind of leather this is. I don't think she has it anymore. And then I got to pick this special brand that kind of looks like an S. I love how gnarly it is. It's so fun. With her slanted front pocket, and then I have nude or undyed leather on the inside, nice and thin. I use this for my Nanami Cafe Note, the B6 Slim size. And I have a few B6 Slim notebooks, and in case I want to use those for journaling at some point, I like to have this cover available for that. That's the only B6 Slim. Next are my weeks. I only have 3, and these 3 are all in use. Do I really only have 3? Yeah, I don't know why I'm so surprised. I only have 20 covers, so all the sizes I'm sure are limited now. So these 2, which I mean, most of these I've shown over and over again, so they're not anything new, but these 2 are what I use for my kids' journals. I keep a journal to my kids, and I just write a little sentence or 2 every day to them. So this is, they're all 3 of these are from Maker South. This is the Wheat Harvest leather. This is the, I always mess this up, but it's like English tan vintage Horsefront, something like that. It's not available. And this is the Bomber Jacket Brown. So I find myself just using these 2 over and over again, and just changing out the Hobonichi weeks inside each year, or that's what I did this past year. I love these. They're definitely a staple in my collection, and I hope to continue using them year after year and just really run them into the ground. Like, look at that. So I love texture and markings and things that are broken in like this. These stickers are from Eureka Art Studio on Etsy, which I will link in the description as well. And this is the one, this also has this Hobonichi Weeks in here, and this is what I'm using for photo journaling. This has like been hit or miss for me, but it's mostly because of I'm having printer issues. If I didn't have those, then I would be definitely in this more regularly. This one has the elastic closure. These two did not, because this is going to get bulky as soon as I catch up in it, because I'm pasting in photos, obviously. These two are just writing, so they stay pretty thin, and I don't feel like I need a closure for these. But the thread color in this was the original thread color, and I just took a Crayola Super Tip and colored it in to match, because they didn't have a thread color that matched this weird kind of grayish brown olivey tone that this has. I love it. It's so nice. So I should have mentioned this in the beginning, but if I have separate videos for each of these covers where I go into more depth, then I'm going to have all of that linked below in case I'm going too fast. Okay, so now we're into standard traveler's notebook size territory, which is the main component. It's the heft of my collection because it is my absolute favorite size ever. So let's just take it from the top. So this is a Traveler's Company Traveler's Notebook, but obviously I have heavily modified this. Well, not too bad. So I added a front pocket on here. This leather comes from that same remnant leather pack that I got off Amazon to make Frank. This was the first time I used from that remnant leather pack, but it came with a lot, so that's what I used for the inside pockets here, and they all came with branding, so you know, that was good with me. And then so this came from that as well. I added the orange elastic, and I love it doubled up like this. I think Ella from Curly Hair and Daisies, I'll link her channel below, but I got this idea from her. She does this, and I think it's so cute and charming, and it just like adds something to this cover, which is otherwise fairly plain. But if you guys have seen from Baum, I'm going to jack it up, Baumkuchen, they offer a BK Truly Yours where you can customize your Traveler's Company Traveler's Notebook with them and add all kinds of different pocket configurations. One of the configurations is adding a pocket on the front that looks like this kind of. So I just copied that, and I was definitely inspired by them. This is what I'm using as my camping traveler's notebook kind of thing. So whenever we get brochures from places that we camp at and it has the campsites, we like to circle the ones that are our favorite. So I keep the brochures in here, and then I write down notes about the campsites in this blank notebook. It's pretty simple. I still need to work on this a little bit, but whenever we do go camping, I will grab this, and it's basically my reference book for everything we need to know at the places we're staying. So I love that I made this whole setup, and it was kind of overdue because it's been so helpful. Next up, since Frank is here, this is Frank. It's a cheap traveler's notebook that I got off Amazon. It was completely plain, came with a bunch of inserts, and I decided to sew a front pocket on it. This leather kind of looks and reminds me of Sojourner's caribou leather, but I really wanted a front pocket that was a certain height. I wanted it to be really rugged, so I did it myself. I love how it turned out. I use it as a journal. It's got the one string, so when I don't want to stuff it, this is kind of my go-to option for a thinner profile. This I showed pretty recently. It is by Dravite, which is also Lecow. Dravite is the Etsy version of the shop. I added the vertical elastics to this, and I've got a video all about like how and why I added vertical elastics. And this is the Gem Series leather in Dravite, and these two stripes are in the chocolate leather, and they're just sewn down as decoration because I was kind of over front pockets, and I love the way that this turned out. Right now I have a sketchbook in here. I'm not a huge like painter or drawer or anything, but I just kind of wanted to get out of my head a little bit in my journal where I do mostly writing. So I just kind of set this up temporarily. I don't know how long it's going to last. And I've just been randomly sketching stuff in pencil just to have some kind of mindless activity to do. So that's been pretty fun. And I really love this cover. It's so shiny and it's really making me love having glossy, shinier leathers. All right, these two, they look pretty similar. This is from Maker South, and it is in the Sunset Oil Tan, which is the same as the A6 I showed previously. These were the first two Maker South I got. I ordered them together, and kind of what got me hooked on Maker South. It's a simple folio. This is by Meadowgate Leather on Etsy. It is the same configuration. It's just a simple standard size folio. I am with this one, I think, because this leather is very smooth compared to this one. This one's definitely oilier, waxier, and it's not as smooth because it has some texture places in there. But I think I'm going to paint on this one and put some white stripes on it, kind of like this, but maybe like sideways. I don't know. I'm just gonna play with it. As you can tell, I don't care about keeping my stuff pristine, and I really like to go at them and alter them and modify them to my heart's content. But that's really fun for me, so I'm probably gonna do it with this one and add some paint. Maybe I'll film it. Let me know if you want to see that. I've never done that before, so it could be fun to watch me crash and burn with that. The last this isn't the last standard size. I've got two more here, but this is also from Lecow. And this, I actually don't know what leather this is. It came to me as the vintage tan leather, but I have other vintage tans that are way lighter and more orangey. So I don't know about the consistency there, but I love this. I love how dark it is. And this is the peacock leather for the front pocket. I love these colors together, and I love the stitching, the color of it. For some reason, it just really works for me to have these two together. And it has the peacock leather for the slip pockets inside. Obviously, it's just a folio. So I really don't do color. This is the only thing that I have that's in a color other than brown. And I love this. I don't want to get rid of this. But I figured that I probably wasn't always going to be in the mood to have a color. I just feel like brown goes with everything. But having this be such a bold color I felt like it was a little bit limiting for what I can decorate with and coordinate with it for some reason. I don't know. I'm just not used to working with color a lot. So I thought it would be good to have a neutral option in this configuration. So it's just a standard folio with a closure. And that's what drove me to get this. I wanted a neutral option for a standard folio with a closure. So that's why I kind of have two of these. So if I'm up for color, I can grab this. If I want something more neutral, then that's why this is here. Okay, the last two things I am currently using very heavily. So this is the trifold Sojourner in the Roadrunner leather, and it is the Traveler's Notebook version. I mean, she has a bunch of versions where you can get this as a folio and you can get a front pocket on it and all that kind of stuff. I've shown this quite recently, so I won't spend too much time in it, but look at the texture. Oh my gosh. And I didn't mention in the other video, but I bought this off the buy sell trade. And when I talked to the seller, she said that she had emailed Sojourner and asked them for a piece that had a lot of texture. And then she had to wait. And when they received a piece they thought was suitable, then they contacted her and then she bought it. So it's one of those situations where you can't just add in the order notes, I want a piece with texture, because it's not something that they have regularly. But if you let them know beforehand, then they will contact you when they do get a piece in. So the seller I bought from, she had rolled this a bit to bring out some more of the texture, and then I did as well. With consistent use, it will flatten out just a bit over time, but if you squish it up more, then, you know, they'll pop right back out. I love it. And I love how the texture's over here and that this is smooth. I've tried rolling this and it doesn't work. Like the leather here just doesn't want to wrinkle like this side does. But this is what I'm using for my journal. You know, I've got a video where I decorated these covers and showed this leather in more detail. This is my mega planner. I did make this. I purchased the leather for this and this from Springfield Leather Company. You can just buy all different kinds of leather from them, and they had this water buffalo leather, and I've really been enjoying working with it. It's like so super thick, but I'll link the video where I talk about all this. I have 2 videos, but I love this so much. Like, I can't even tell you how amazing this has been going for me. It was really what I wanted, and I really miss this leather. It's pretty much the exact same leather as Chic Sparrow's Maverick, and also Foxy Fix has this leather, and there's another shop, but I don't buy from them anymore. But anyway, that is my whole collection right now, and I'm not really looking to buy too much more. I'm actually not in the market right now to buy anything. I'm more so interested in playing with leather and creating my own, and that's been really fun for me. But I'm really happy with the things that I have. And let me see. I actually, if I counted correctly, I have 10 of them in use. So that's half. That's never happened before. I've always had more sitting around than I've actually had in use. So that's really nice. And I just remembered, I forgot my last one, poor guy. So this is the only A5 I have. This is the last one. And this is from Handstitched Leather Tea. It's in the tobacco color. And this, she actually made this for me as a gift, as just a thank you gift, because Tanya is just so darn generous. So I picked the design that I wanted, I picked the color, and this was the last little bit of the tobacco that she had left. And she was like, I think I have enough to be able to make yours. So that felt really special to me. And the things that are gifts, they carry sentimental value with me. So I'm pretty sure I'm never gonna let go of them. Like this, I haven't actually put this to use, but it was a gift for my little brother, and you know, these things hold value to me in that respect. And you know what? I just remembered that I've got one more. All right, this is so messy. This was buried under a whole bunch of paperwork, so I completely missed it. But this is from Lecow. This is this is the Brownie leather, and this is a vintage tan front pocket. So do you see the difference here? I have 4 layers of leather conditioner, oil, and like wax and paste and stuff on here because I was desperately trying to get it to darken to this color and get it shiny. But as you can see, all these layers of things, it just doesn't match this at all. So I'm not really sure what this particular one is. But this is what I'm using for finances. I'm actually in the process of making a financial leather cover in the water buffalo cover, but I'm making it really big because I want it to be able to fit bills like this without sticking out like that. I don't like that. So I'm probably gonna end up putting this in the pile to give to Robin so she can do a destash for me. But this is a wide size. It's supposed to fit a Moleskine expanded, but it will fit it, but only in the back pocket and only if it's not bulked up. But it has worked really well as my financial planner right now. You can see how much I've used it. I've kind of broken the elastic right there. Luckily, it's really easy to just pull out and replace. But yeah, this thing has been in heavy use, and I think it looks great. It looks the same except for the front pocket. It looks the same as when I got it. But yeah, that is definitely it. I'm pretty sure I don't have anything else hiding in any nooks and crannies in my office, but I just don't feel like collecting anymore, and I'm just really happy with the things that I have. And I think through all of my collecting, I've really experienced just about everything that's offered, and I know what brings me the most happiness when I use it, and I know the things that I gravitate towards the most. So that's my current collection. Thank you guys so much for joining me today, and I will see you again soon. Bye.